Do you want to know the best way to spend 2 days in Lisbon, even if you're on a tight budget? Well, here is your perfect itinerary. Day 1. Just landed at Humberto Delgado Airport. We're located about 7 kilometers from the heart of Lisbon. Skip those crazy expensive taxis that'll eat your budget before you even unpack, and head to the metro machines in the terminal and grab a Navigante card for just 50 cents. Load it with just one single one-way ticket for only €1.85 for $2.15, and you're off. And cruise your way on down the red line to Saldanha Station, which will take about 20 minutes. It's cheap, it's fast, and it plops you right in the middle of the action. When you get there, take a relaxing 10-minute walk downhill to Parque Eduardo VII. It's the biggest park in the city. It's free, it's not packed with tourists, and the views over Lisbon to the Tagus River are just jaw-dropping. Wander the paths for an hour or so here, waving at locals jogging or chilling under those big giant cedar trees. This place is like a big green welcome mat, perfect for shaking off that plain grogginess. Now, the quiet spots in the park should not be missed. You should see a sweet little pond tucked away in the lower paths or on the lookout up top. Notice the beautiful Tagus River, and if you're in luck, some guy strumming a guitar or an artist scribbling the skyline might catch your attention. The park has a weird mix of hedges and corners. It's almost like you've stumbled into a secret gateway where everyone comes to detox from the noisy city. Next, time for some breakfast at Pastelaria Versailles in Avenidas Novas. In 15 minutes, you'll reach Pastelaria if you're walking. Alternatively, you could take a quick metro ride to Picoas on the yellow line, whichever you like. Now get yourself a nice and warm pastel de nata, which is dusted with cinnamon. You can also try a frothy Gallo coffee for about €3, or $3.50. If you want to save some cash, then stick to tap water. It's always a good option. Settle in and check out their daily specials. Sometimes they've got these tiny quejadas, which are like cheesy tarts, and those are well worth it for just an extra €1. With that said, it's the perfect spot to kick back. Watch some kids head to school or some commuters grabbing their morning coffee, and just feel that Lisbon morning pulse. Next, take a 10-minute stroll south along Avenida de Liberdade. Now, this is Lisbon's fanciest street. This part is mostly lined with high-end shops and trees. But we're not here to shop, though. Just enjoy the aesthetics of the area. Spend 15 to 20 minutes snapping pics of the tree-lined paths, maybe pretending you're a local for just a hot minute. Then swing by a side street to check out some modernist buildings covered in those classic azulejo tiles, which has no cost at all to look at. Now, then head to Rocio Square. This is where the black and white wavy pavement is. This is a historical nod to Portugal's old seafaring days. Relaxing here for another 15 minutes or so will bring us nicely into our next activity of the day. Now it's time for some lunch at Mercado de Ribeira at Quai de Sodra. A 20-minute walk or so, or maybe a short metro ride on the Green Line from Avenida to Quai de Sodra. Now here you're going to find this market being less crowded with tourists than the others. Not only that, the stalls are fully packed with affordable and drool-worthy treats. You can start with a bifana, which is like a juicy pork sandwich with a punch of mustard and a fresh orange juice for about €5 to €7, $6 to $8. It's a great deal. There also should be a bench outside where you can sit. The scenery really has a way of making you feel like you're a part of the community. Take an extra 45 minutes going about the colorful aisles, eyeing the stacks of cheese, fruit, and fresh seafood too. There's a nice spot for photos that you shouldn't miss, and it's the domed roof. Look out for it. If you know a bit of Portuguese, talk to the vendors. They might let you in on the freshest catches or even share a quick recipe. Still got room for more? Well, snag a €1 pastel de massa tenra, which is kind of like an empanada, for a quick bite. Then take a stroll down Rua Augusta's pedestrian arcade nearby, where buskers strum guitars and boutiques tempt you to browse. There's plenty to do and see around this area, so take some time to explore it all. In the afternoon, head 15 minutes uphill to Bairro Alto for some free street art and super chill vibes. If you see the free funicular, hop on it to save your legs. But walking, it's just as good if you feel good. Spend an hour to an hour and a half exploring the graffiti-covered alleys and hidden courtyards that are just bursting with personality. Pop over to the Elevado de Gloria viewpoint, which is nearby. It's free to check out from the outside and just gives you killer city views. Skip the paid rides and wander the paths instead. Don't miss tucked away spots like Miradoro de Santa Catarina, where you can catch another glimpse of the Tagus River. Add another half hour to move further into the area's mix of artsy history and bold new murals. You might stumble on a tiny square with kids kicking a soccer ball or a artist painting a fresh wall. It's all part of Bairro Alto's magic. Located just a short 20-minute journey away is Miradoro de Senhora do Monte, and this is our spot for the late afternoon. This right here is Lisbon's highest lookout point with views that'll leave you speechless. Take the Green Line Metro to Martim Muniz and then walk 10 minutes uphill, or grab a €3 bus if your legs are asking for a breather. It's 100% free to get in, and the sunset views are just pure magic. It's perfect for photos or just soaking it all in. You might hear locals strumming guitars, laughing, or telling stories over snacks. Maybe even you'll strike up a chat with someone nearby, swapping travel stories. For our final evening meal, let's take a visit to Tasquina do Lagarto. It's a 5-minute walk from Bifanas station after another short metro ride. This no-fuss spot dishes up Portuguese plates like grilled sardines, crispy patatas bravas, and a dessert for only about €12 or $14. Again, we're going to stick with tap water to stay within our budget, but with that, we can still spare a €1 tip or so for the friendly folks serving. After dinner, check out Chiado's lively squares like Praça Luís de Camões. Now, this is where street musicians play and locals hang out, sipping drinks or laughing with friends. At the end of the night, grab a €2 gelato from Santini nearby as we wrap up our perfect first day exploring Lisbon. Hey, before we talk about some insider tips, don't forget to subscribe to our channel to see how you can explore more cities from around the world. Now, getting around Lisbon on a budget is honestly so easy with its awesome public transport. The Navigante card is just 50 cents, and you can load it with credit starting at €3. That gets you metro rides for €1.66 or bus and tram rides for €1.80. Grab one at any metro station. I mean, this is a no-brainer. For a fun, cheap way to see the city, you can also rent a Hira bike through their app for 10 cents every 15 minutes. This is a perfect way to cruise flat spots like the riverfront or Bairro's weird streets. Walking's the real way, though, to fall in love with Lisbon. Neighborhoods like Alfama and Bairro Alto are packed with hidden viewpoints, colorful azulejo tiles, and little courtyards that make every step feel special. Stop by Ask Me Lisboa kiosks at Praça de Comércio for a free map to navigate these hilly streets. It really is a game changer. So if you're biking, stick to the safe lanes on Avenida de Liberdade. They're scenic and they keep you out of trouble. For places to stay, hostels in Bairro Alto or Alfama are your go-to, where dorm beds are starting at €20 or private rooms are €60 and up. Check Booking.com for the best deals. I'll drop the link in the description. March or October are the best times to visit. There are fewer crowds, mild weather that's perfect for walking, and cheaper rates on basically everything. Since Umberto Delgado Airport is just 7 kilometers out, stick with the metro for €1.85 to Beja, which is about 25 minutes, or the R2 train if you're staying further out of the city. Buses run every 10 minutes, trains come every 30, so look, you're well covered. Are you hungry before you hit downtown? Well, that's okay. There's a €5 sandwich for you at Pans & Company in Terminal 1. It's quick, it's tasty, and importantly, it's not going to empty your pockets, right? Again, we're keeping the budget here. There are also free events like outdoor concerts and pop-up markets that you can check out. Now, these happen especially in the spring and fall. Check the boards at Praça de Comércio or local cafes for what's going on. Also, don't hesitate to chat with the locals. They're usually very welcoming and might even point you to a hidden spot or two. It's day 2, and we're kicking off with breakfast at A Brasileira in Chiado. It's a 10-minute walk from Praça de Comércio or a short metro ride to Beja Chiado. This iconic cafe is pure Lisbon magic, serving a bold bica espresso and buttery torrada toast for about €4 or $4.50. Sit outside by the statues and watch the artsy neighborhood wake up. Locals are sipping coffee, street cleaners are sweeping. It's also alive. Drop a 50-cent tip and snap a pic with the bronze poet statue, which is a really cool nod to Lisbon's literary heart. If you're up early, take a 5-minute detour to Praça de Municipio to catch skateboarders doing flips in the square, a free peek at the local life. You may see kids practicing tricks or vendors setting up their stalls. Just soak in that morning energy. Next, join a free walking tour of Lisbon's historic center. Starting at Praça de Comércio under the Big Arch, you can check Sandemans or Guru Walk for times. These are all tip-based, so €5 to €7 per person is pretty fair for a 2-hour tour. You're going to hit spots like the Sé Cathedral, ancient Roman ruins, and narrow alleys that are bursting with stories of Lisbon's 2,000-year history. The guides are awesome, sharing tales that bring the city to life. And you'll also get great photos at spots like the bridge that feels like Ponte de Brisbane. Now, after the tour, hang out for 20 minutes on Rua Augusta, where vendors sell homemade tile souvenirs for €2 to €3. It's perfect for a cheap keepsake. Pop in if the Sé Cathedral's cloister is open before noon to see the geese waddling around the peaceful courtyard. Lunchtime. Now let's head out to Time Out Market. It's just a 5-minute walk from Praça de Comércio. Now, never mind the not-so-budget-friendly stalls, you can head straight to the back for budget-friendly eats. I'm talking chickpea stew or crispy calamari for €8 to €10 or just $9 to maybe $12. Get a fruit juice for €2 and sit at the counter to avoid extra fees. Add another 45 minutes browsing the stalls. I mean, there are piles of fresh bread, cheeses, desserts. I'm getting hungry just reading about it. And yeah, look, these are going to tempt you, but again, we're trying to stick on a budget here. Stay strong, my friend. Again, you can do this. Near the entrance, pick up a bag of sugared almonds for maybe €1. And then you can walk 5 minutes to Praça de Municipio to check out the Joan Miró-inspired mosaic on the pavement. In the afternoon, take the Green Line from Quai de Sodre to Martin Moniz for about €1.85, and then walk 10 minutes to Alfama for some chill exploring. It's free to wander the cobblestone streets. You can check out the street art and join locals even maybe playing beach volleyball by the Tagus River. Dip your toes into the water to cool down and enjoy some pure Lisbon sun. Spend a short time soaking up the sun before taking a stroll down the boardwalk to catch sand artists building sculptures or maybe some jugglers performing for some tips. Add another hour to visit the Portas do Sol viewpoint. Here you can take photos of the fancy yachts and that striking fish sculpture by Gary. Now get a bench to sit and watch families and couples stroll by. Next, walk 15 minutes and then hop on the 15E bus for about €2.55. This will bring you to the LX factory in Alcantara. This old spot is a treasure trove of free street art and murals. Spend an hour going through alleys like Rua Rodrigues de Faria, which is bold and has colorful walls popping with creativity. Don't bother about any pricey museums that you find. Chill at Praça do LX. The benches and the fountain are perfect for sketching or just relaxing. Nearby artisan shops sell €2 postcards with local designs. Great for any budget souvenir. Now, for our final meal in this beautiful city of Lisbon, we're going to head to the Mex Factory. Located only about a 2-minute walk from the corner, here you're going to find a Mexican restaurant that offers authentic food and delicious cocktails. Here they offer an array of different dishes, but to me, a must-try is the shrimp and pork carnitas tacos. This vibe is perfect for your final evening, as on weekends there's a DJ playing music deep into the night. You can either spend the remaining hours of the night here or head off to a nearby bar for a €1 coffee. Sip it while you immerse your senses in the night air and twinkling lights. Your trip ends with a sunset stroll back along the Tagus River at Praça do Comércio. This is where the lit-up bridges and boats create a dreamy scene that you can't really describe. Grab a €2 churro. I love how that rhymes. It's delicious, too, from a street vendor to munch on as you think back on your wonderful short adventure to Lisbon. Cross to the waterfront to hear some free flamenco buskers and that perfect sea breeze to wrap it all up. And hey, click on that video on screen right now to check out more budget-friendly cities from around the world.